Hello everybody, my name is Heidi Hale and I am an early learning consultant working in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Canada for Greater Saskatoon Catholic Schools. I have a Bachelor of Education degree from the University of Saskatchewan here in Saskatoon, and also a Master of Education degree with a specialty in early childhood education. I have been an early childhood educator for 20 years. I was a kindergarten teacher for many years, and recently a consultant and in this role for the past 6 years. So I'm happy to share a little bit about the world of early learning and early childhood education. So, in our province of Saskatchewan, we follow the Play and Exploration Guide, which is a supplementary document to our Saskatchewan kindergarten curriculum. And we follow 4 principles of early learning. The first being viewing children as competent and capable learners. The second, development and learning as holistic. The third, relationships are seen as opportunities. And the fourth, environments as stimulating and dynamic. So the first principle of early learning is viewing children as competent and capable. So Loris Malaguzzi has a famous poem, and it's called "The Child is Made of 100. So 100 languages, 100 hands, 100 thoughts, 100 ways of speaking and knowing. Just viewing the children as coming to us as full of knowledge, having many ways of knowing, and not coming to us and in our schools so that we have to fill them up with our teacher knowledge. Recognizing that children come to us having multiple experiences and having their own voice, and that teachers can learn something from children. So here's an example as viewing children as competent and capable learners. Many of our teachers have invitations like this set up in their classroom with beautiful materials for children to use and to explore in a play-based, inquiry-based way. So a little sign reads, "Can you paint a sunflower?" And then children are presented with the opportunity to paint a sunflower from their own perspective. So the second principle of early learning is development and learning as holistic. So we know as early childhood educators that children develop in different ways and at different rates. So it's our job to provide lots of opportunities to enhance within these dimensions. So the dimensions are the social emotional dimension, intellectual, physical, and spiritual. So when we're viewing this as holistic, we see it as a circle. So the head can't be separated from the heart from the hands. Everything is in alignment and working together. So we know that those first 5 years are so important in early brain development, that kids are developing those neurons, and with many intentional learning opportunities, children's brains are, being filled up, and they're learning so many things in that short period of time. So it's so important for children to be exposed to, language, to play, to socialization, and all of these things happen from 0 to 5. So that's why early intervention and school experiences and play experiences that families offer are so critical in the early years. So one thing that I want to share with you is the importance of serve and return conversations. So we know that oral language has been impacted because of the pandemic, and kids have not actually had an opportunity to socialize as much as they want to or need to. So I'm going to show you just a short
We're now learning about the many ways in which solid brain foundations are built and maintained in a developing child. One important way is through what brain experts call serve and return interactions. Imagine a tennis match between a caregiver and a child. But instead of hitting a ball back and forth across a net, various forms of communication pass between the two. From eye contact to touch, from singing to simple games like peekaboo.
The child serves or indicates they're interested in something. The adult who's attentive to that child returns that interest, and that ramps up the child's enthusiasm, and they do the activity again. So when they're learning to read, the child shows an interest in a book. The adult sees that and reads to them. The child gets all excited and tries reading back. And then the child's using those circuits that underlie reading over and over again, driven by the enthusiasm of the interaction with the attentive adult.
The response and attention a child receives from an adult when they are practicing certain social, emotional, and physical skills goes a long way to sparking that child's own excitement with learning and repeating certain actions.
The child gets positive feedback from the adult and they try harder, so they're using that circuit again and again. That circuit will really be sturdy and will form a sturdy architecture for later life function.
In order to build these sturdy circuits in a developing brain, it's crucial for caregivers to actively engage with the child. Prolonged passive activities, such as leaving the child alone in front of a television, or merely holding the child without eye contact, will not build solid brain architecture.
Without serve and return attentive adult interactions, the child's much less likely to undertake a lot of these activities, and their brain won't develop as well.
Serve and return interactions, repeated throughout a young person's developing years, are the bricks that build a healthy foundation for all future development.
So there you go. I hope you learned a little bit of something about the importance of having serve and return conversations. So in our classrooms, we provide lots of opportunity for children to express themselves and their perspectives with purpose. So we give lots of beautiful paints and jars, and we give them access to different mediums to express their ideas. A lot of our curriculum outcomes can be fulfilled in land-based learning, so providing kids with lots of opportunity to get outside and to see those outcomes in the wilderness, in nature, in their backyards, and then providing them with materials to explore as they're doing that. Many of our teachers also bring the outside inside, so bringing sticks, all of those loose parts, pieces, so that they can begin exploring those through math, storytelling, etc. Pillars or principles of early learning is the environments as stimulating and dynamic. All of our teachers have invitations set up in their classrooms for children to explore. So we're putting out these materials for children to explore the outcomes and then provide them with opportunities to explore first before we do that intentional direct teaching, and then also pulling those small groups to help solidify and to work with those students who may not have the grasp on that outcome yet. So teaching and learning should not stand on opposite banks of the river and watch the river flow by. Instead, they should embark together on a journey down the water. Through an active reciprocal exchange, teaching can strengthen learning how to learn. And again, that is from Loris Malaguzzi. So our last principle of early learning is relationships as opportunities. So we are extremely big into engaging families in the learning process, asking families what are their hopes and dreams for their children, and then getting families to share what they'd like to do at home together, who do they like to play with, and knowing that everything that families are doing with their children is educating them, because we only have these kids for a short period of time, and families are children's forever teacher. If you have any questions about my presentation today, please do not hesitate to email me hhale@gscs.ca. Thanks, and have a great rest of your day.